Welcome back to the Coaches Show. I'm Brian Stanley. Joining me, as always, head coach of your Mission Prep Royals, David Schuster. Coach, tough week coming out of Aptos up in the beautiful countryside of Santa Cruz County. They handed it to us pretty well up there, 37-21, especially in the second half. Coach, break down what you saw in that game and how it played out for you.
I was actually really pleased, very happy with the way our kids battled. Um, we were shorthanded going into that game, playing a team that's an absolute machine. They've won something like 10 straight section championships up there, something ridiculous like that. Um, Randy Blankenship's, him and Bruce Rawlinson at Mater Dei are the only two active coaches with 300 wins in their career. And you know, he's that way for a reason. He sees things. He had immediate adjustments. It was amazing to kind of compete against him, and the fact that he had anything we were trying to do on defense, he'd number one already seen. He'd seen it his whole career, and number two, he had a very quick answer for it that immediately put us in conflict. And so I felt like our kids really battled. Um, we really put ourselves in a great spot. We had the lead there at one point in the second quarter. I felt like the game kind of got away from us in the second quarter. We did a better job, I think, for in a lot of areas in the second half. The second quarter was really where we just kind of had a number of just really really dumb mistakes. The kickoff return got him back into the game. And then we had two straight drives where we didn't do much on offense, and that opened up the door for them to then start taking advantage of us defensively. And so we kind of walked into halftime going like, man, just 6 minutes earlier, we're up by seven or we're tied, and now we're down by two going into the half. So um, I kind of felt like it was a great growth moment for the team. A lot of our sophomores are again, having to kind of go through a baptism by fire. And I walked away. By the time that game ended, our kids never stopped battling. Our kids were competing the whole night, doing an amazing job against an absolute powerhouse, against a
Yeah.
total machine. And I walked off the field going, we met all of our goals. Our young kids are growing up really fast. The gap is closing between our super seniors and the rest of the team. Um, when everyone else is sitting there looking at the score, I know exactly where the team's at, and I walked off the field very, very happy, and I continue to feel the same way.
Yeah, I felt like this game was more of a matchup of two coaches, and you had it was like a game of chess. You had the grandmaster at chess versus the rising up and comer, and you got him a couple times where you seem to get him off guard, and then after a few moments, he'd be like, okay, you've done played enough. We're gonna stop that now, and he stops it, and then his team goes back to doing whatever they want, and then you make your adjustments and you're able to catch up with him, and then he realizes what's happened and he just goes, okay, we're going to do this again, and he keeps one upping you every time you kind of keep up the pace. And I thought overall it was a great matchup for both squads, and at the end of the game you could see a lot of respect between the players on the field when the game was over, because both teams fought hard until the end. There was one play in question that I felt should have had gone until we saw a conclusion to it, and that was the touchdown run that ultimately got called because the officials lost track of the ball.
Yeah. Um, I've seen it happen before. Sometimes you got these misdirection offenses, and it's not a normal thing that everybody sees. He wasn't the referee got fooled on the play. He wasn't the only one that got fooled because our entire defense was over there too.
Yeah,
So, uh, it's a hard offense to stop for a reason. Um, Aptos and Cathedral Catholic down in San Diego are probably the two best in the entire state at running the wing tee. Part of the reason why we scheduled them, we wanted to compete against them. We wanted to see what it looked like, and yeah, it was one of those weird. type of situations where the referee thought the ball was dead, so he blew it dead, and the ball was on the other side of the field. It was a a very 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 specially designed play. It was unique, and it was one of those kind of situations where you just as soon as the ball started going the opposite way, all I could do was start laughing because Coach Blankenship had set up our defense already in 2 plays and kind of suckered us in on it. And it was just one of those feelings of like, yeah, I mean, we're playing, I'm coaching against one of the all time greats for a reason. And so it was great competing against them. It was, I felt like we held our own. Coach Blankenship and I had a great conversation after the game was over. I was very appreciative of the things that he said about us and our program. And I felt like we did a lot of good things, and it was a great learning lesson for us, and certainly things that we'll apply later in the year.
And he's a very humble man. I saw him after the game as well as we crossed paths, and to get his attention, I'm like, "Is that the legendary coach?" And all he could do is chuckle and say no, because he doesn't look at himself that way. He just looks at himself as a man who can coach some football, and that's great. And I appreciate that about him, that he was very humble about that. And I had a very nice quick chat about letting him know that his game was on the network and he can go watch it after the words and enjoy it in real time and not have to watch film. So he's like, I'll probably be going home and go to bed, but we'll check it out. I'm like, okay, I appreciate that. So, Coach Blankenship, if you catch this show, we appreciate you, and good luck the rest of the season. Now, Coach, I got a screwball question for you here. Throwing it out there out of left field. 2 road games, off into the yonder, and both games end in pizza. So my question is, I have two actually. The first is, what is your favorite pizza, like topping wise?
Hmm. Uh, boy,
Yeah, I see the hot seat all over pizza.
uh, probably some sort of like meat lovers or um, yeah, something like that. I don't really get to choose the pizza too much in my household. I'm the only boy.
Yeah.
It's all girls in my household, so they kind of pick whatever they want, and I just eat along with whatever they wanted. So, um, but yeah, if I chose, that's probably something I would get.
Now the next question is a very controversial question about pizza. Pineapple, does it belong or pizza or does it not?
I think it does. Uh,
I
I
completely agree with you.
yeah, you know some of these pizza purists, like the same people who talk about like deep dish. I've been to Chicago, had the deep dish pizza, and I didn't like it. I thought it was like I'm eating bread with a little bit of sauce on it. This is kind of ridiculous. So, um, I like New York style a lot better. I like West Coast pizza. Um, you know, to each their own, and I get it. Um, but yeah, if you like pineapple, put it on the pizza. Who cares?
Yeah, I don't know what the big argument is. It's like either if you like it, eat it. If you don't.
Yeah.
I don't know why there's an argument. Let's move on, Coach. We opened up a league this week in the Mountain League. Your first time as a head coach playing in the Mountain League, and you open up against the Santa Ynez Pirates. They are 3-0, coached by head coach Josh McClurg. This matchup for you, Coach, is one you have to get back on the winning ways to kick open league. What's it going to take?
Yeah, it's going to take a great effort on our part, and it's going to take a lot of young men having to continue to grow and step up in a rapid way. Um, really got a lot of respect for Coach McClurg and his program. They do a great job. You can see they've got a relentless attitude, man, and I love. I really do enjoy watching them play defense. Um, they just all 11 are flying to the football, and they've just kind of got a great spirit about them. And offensively, they got some huge weapons. Um, number 11, number 88, those guys are absolute dudes. They're huge. They can match us in terms of like, our big tall guys. They've got guys to match it. And so it's going to take a lot of people doing a lot of things and playing high level football for us to win this football game. I like the quarterback a lot, man. He gets the ball out quick, and he's got an arm. He can absolutely get that thing deep. You kind of, you know, I don't know. There's a lot of things that they do very very well, and they play hard. They play with a lot of aggression, and that's going to create a lot of issues for us because you know the, a lot that relentless attitude, that aggression is going to make up for a lot of other deficiencies that they might have. And so on our part, man, we're going to really have to play great assignment football. We're going to have to be very gap sound on defense. We're going to have to kind of pick and choose the poison that we want because the run game is very very effective for them. Their deep threats are effective, and we're gonna you can't guard all of it. So we're gonna have to pick and choose. I guess what we're going with. Play to play. So I don't know. It's gonna be a challenge, but I'm definitely very very excited about it. I think there's a few things we can do to give ourselves an advantage in the game, and I'm sure they feel the same way about us. So, but that's why you play the game. It's a great matchup for both squads. Excited to get there and get after it.
I think it's a solid opening first matchup in the Mountain League to get you going in this gauntlet you have Santa Ynez, Napomo, Paso Robles, Lompoc, and those are just the first four games coming up here in the Mountain League. And the Pirates and Coach McClurg has created kind of a renaissance of a powerhouse with the Santa Ynez Pirates in his tenure there, and he brings quite a bit of a historic run as you have compared. I would say your guys' careers kind of parallel each other in the success you've had in wins and coaching successful players beyond high school, pushing them on to other endeavors. So, Coach, I want to say for our fans watching, if you made it this far, check out Central City Motorsports, the home of Bob Moses Ceramic Coating. They have all your needs covered for ceramic, your recreational vehicles, RV, fifth wheel, tow behinds, boats, cars, trucks. They'll give you ceramic coat to make that paint last for an eternity, or at least the 8-year warranty that it comes with. Um, so, but it's a great product. He does a great job. My friend Craig McDonald over there does a great job with the services they provide. So go ahead and check them out. CentralCityMotorsports.com or BobMosesCC.com, and hit that like and subscribe button as well. Coach, any final words before we depart?
Just really really excited about the start of league. I felt like our preseason prepared us perfectly. It addressed all the issues, gave us enough confidence in other areas, and put us in a position where I feel like we've got every issue in our program well addressed and with a plan and with a solution for everything, all the weaknesses and then all the strong points. We've been able to kind of capitalize on those things. So I realize we're 1-2, and for some mission prep families, it's going to be kind of tough to swallow. But I actually am very, very happy and excited about where we're at. I can't wait to get going. And the good news with league is, you're 0-0, and there's a chance to go 1-0 and kick this thing off. So can't wait to get going. Hope to see everybody there.
Yeah, that 1-2 is a solid 1-2, I would say, with that Aptos, a really tough squad. So I chalk that loss up to a tough one. I guess the way to put it. I'm losing. I'm at a loss for words because that's how tough it is. Believe it at that. For Coach David Schuster, I'm Brian Stanley. Thanks for tuning in to the Coaches Show this week. On Friday night, Prep Sports Networks, Brian Stanley, Connor Allen, Luke Jacobson, Thomas Bowden will all be in the booth taking care of your broadcast needs, 7 p.m. live from Santa Ynez High School.